Someone who has something reasonable to offer you will not be giving you hi, hello, meaningless conversations that don't have head or tail. Hi loves, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Chika. I'm a YouTuber content creator based in Lagos, Nigeria. Don't be a stranger. Join my beautiful family by hitting on that subscribe button down below and giving this video a huge thumbs up because it does help my channel reach a wider audience. Now in today's video, I'm going to be having a conversation that I think that every woman, at least above the age of 25 or even less, depending on what your journey is in life, should have at some point in their life. Was inspired by a trend that I saw on TikTok where people were saying, I'm too grown for this, I'm too grown for that. But then I want to touch on it in such a way that it feels like a conversation between two friends. Some advice, basically. So it's not what I'm too grown for, it's what I feel like every woman above the age of 25. I say 25 because in your early 20s, you're still, navigating things, getting used to stuff. But some people start this journey as early as 22, 23. So that's why I said, depending on what your journey is, every woman at some point should have this conversation and have these thoughts in their head. Without further ado, let's just dive right into the video. Now, like I said, if you're above the age of 25, there are certain characters, or should I call them traits, that I feel personally should be discontinued or terminated completely from your day-to-day life. The first one for me has to be entertaining meaningless conversations. I don't know about you, but for me, I've never really been someone who has a lot of patience anyway, but as I grow older, I do not have time. Like, I'm very, very short, go straight to the point. What is this about? What are we talking about? When someone slides into your DM or Instagram or even Facebook or wherever your DMs come from, and they're like, hi, hello, without actually hitting the nail on the head, without actually saying, okay, this is what I'm here for, it can be quite irritating. I'm using that as a yardstick of where I'm going to, so stay with me. It was a time that I used to reply every DM, and call that desperation, call that anything, but that was where I was at that point in my life. And I felt like if I replied every DM, at some point I would get something meaningful out of those DMs. But the more you entertain BS, the more BS comes to you. I don't know if you get me. It's an energy thing, and I don't know a lot of things about energy or how it works, but I do know, based off of personal experience, anyone has anything reasonable to offer you, or if anyone has something that actually will bring value to your life, they won't waste your time. That's just my opinion. It's what has worked for me. It'd be initiating a relationship, friendship, business, jobs, whatever it is. If someone wants something or wants to add value to life, they'll be quick because they themselves don't want to waste their own time. Someone who has something reasonable to offer you will not be giving you hi, hello, meaningless conversations that don't have head or tail. Personally, I feel like I'm too grown for that, and I feel like at some point every woman should be. Life is short. We don't have time for this back and forth. It's irritating to me, and that's for lack of better words. And that I would advise you to discontinue, because it's not going to take you anywhere. You might say, oh, let me just not sit and see how it goes. No, they've seen that you don't value your time, and then they don't value your time either. So the more short and quick you are with people, the better value you can get out of them. Another thing I feel like you should be too grown for or should discontinue is confrontations. Whether it be online, whether it be offline, it's just unnecessary. I used to be someone who really cared about what people thought of me or how people perceived a certain situation, and to an extent I am still that kind of person. But I believe that at some point you have to let people think what they want to think. Like, let them think whatever they want. It's not your problem, it's not your baggage to carry, because the more you keep confronting people, first of all, there's a lot that can go wrong with confrontations. Probably screenshots, especially if you're someone who's trying to build a brand for yourself. And when it comes to confrontations, people are very short, very hot-tempered, angry, and you yourself can even say something that you might regret saying, or do something that you might regret doing. I know a few people that have gone into physical fights without the intention of hurting someone, but end up hurting people, and just their life ending there. That is why I don't believe in confrontations. I don't believe in it. I avoid it at all costs. I think at some point I've always been like that, even from my childhood. And I remember my mom would say, oh, you're too afraid, you cannot fight, that kind of stuff. But yeah, maybe I was afraid, hello, who wants to get hurt? But then at the same time, I think that has shaped me to the point where I'm like, I don't need to confront this person. DMs, offline, online, it's not necessary. Think whatever you want to think, do whatever you want to do. It's your opinion. A confrontation doesn't solve anything. It actually just, you know, increases the level of anger, toxicity, or whatever is going on. Confrontations are a no-no for me. The next trait for me or character I feel like should be discontinued as a grown woman is being late. I don't know, but it really irks me. It gives me major ick. How do even say it? It bothers me a lot when people, oh, I'm late. Like, why are you late? Some people even think it's a flex. Oh my god, I'm late, guys. That's not something to be proud about. Actually, you should be ashamed of yourself. I don't know how people see it, but personally, I don't know if it's based off of my background. I did go to a boarding school, so I was used to being rushed. You know, you have to rush to the dining hall, you have to rush to class, you have to rush to assembly ground. And up to this day, I'm someone who, like, I do things with so much haste. When you tell me something is for 2 o'clock, best believe I will be there by 2 o'clock. I don't understand how okay, for example, I know that my makeup takes probably an hour or an hour 30 minutes, depending on the kind of makeup I'm doing. And you tell me that an event is for 2 p.m. I'll start doing my stuff, getting ready by 11, just so I can meet up that time. Traffic is not an excuse, because if you live in Lagos, you do know that traffic is a problem. And of course, there are certain situations where you cannot help, but at least try your best to make sure that whatever happens is not your own personal fault. A lot of people will see you tell them something is by 2 p.m. they start getting ready by 2 p.m. Like, it shows that you're a very, very disorganized person. You don't have respect for people's time, and you don't have respect for your own time. And it just shows that you don't even have proper management skills when it comes to your time. And I don't know about you, but that is giving childlike behavior. You see people that will be doing, oh, get ready with me, I'm late, but I should not be doing this, but I'm late. Like, why are you doing it then if you are late? Like, I don't get it. I personally call people off for being late, and that might be a bit extra, but like I said in the beginning, as the older I get, the shorter I am in terms of patience. If you tell me I have a lot to do myself, I have things that I'd rather be doing, and you set the time for something and you don't keep up to that time, that's crazy. That's wild. Someone invites you for something and gives you a specific time, you have no respect for the host, you have no respect for the people there. It's just very disrespectful to me, and it's not very, you know, it's not very grown woman. All the love in my heart, I'm not here to judge you or anything, but you should discontinue it. It's not pretty, it doesn't look good, it doesn't say anything good about you. It's mad disrespectful, and you should definitely stop. What I feel like should be discontinued is begging for friendships. I don't know about you, but as you grow older, your priorities should be different. Your priorities should not be who's talking to me, who's not talking to me, who's my friend, who's not my friend. A lot of people think you need to have a whole train of friends to actually live. You don't. You actually don't. You literally need 1 or 2 people on your corner, and you're set for life. Problem is, a lot of women want so many friends, and to them it feels like some sort of, like, it makes you feel like you're a happening babe. I don't know where people get that from, but it makes them feel like they're happening, or they're popular, or they're trendy, or they know what's up. No. Literally take shit just to be someone's friend. Like, to me it just feels like you have no value for your own self. That does not mean that you should not have friends. Absolutely not. We all need friends, our family, to thrive in this life, because at the end of the day, no man is an island. But to go out of your way to actually beg for friendship is just pathetic. It's just, and a lot of people already have good friends, amazing friends, but probably they don't match your aesthetic, they don't match your vibe, and you cut them off. Genuinely good people who genuinely care about you, just because you want to find aesthetic friends, Instagram worthy friends, social media worthy friends. There's nothing wrong with all those things. Don't discard your actual genuine friends who love you, who care about you, in search of aesthetic friends that you end up taking BS for, you end up, you know, being disrespected for. It doesn't make sense. The first sign of a grown woman is being able to stand out and stand alone, regardless of what anybody has to say about. Check yourself. Why do you feel like you need these people in your life? What do you feel like these people are augmenting in your life? And then begin to tackle it from there. You don't need to take that much disrespect. You don't need to beg for friendship. And friendship should be a mutual thing. I don't think that friendship should be one-sided. The minute you start to care about somebody a lot more, the minute you try to want to be around somebody a lot more, that person begins to feel overly important, and that's where the rift comes, and you find yourself chasing and begging. A lot of people think that chasing only applies in relationships. It actually applies in platonic friendships as well. If you're constantly, hey, how are you, checking up on the person all the time, of course be a good person, but don't be dumb. Like I said, friendship is a two-way street. I can't be checking on you all the time and you never one day check on me. No. And if you find yourself in, chasing friendships, you should definitely look inward and, try to trace what the problem is, because it's not ordinary. Now guys, another trait I feel like should be discontinued as a grown woman is being everywhere. I know you probably have heard this a lot of times, but if you're someone that is all over the place, everywhere, all the time, there's no value when it comes to your presence. I'm not saying don't go to places you're being invited to. Of course, by all means, attend events, do certain things, but don't go everywhere. Don't be everywhere. Value comes where there is scarcity. And that does not mean don't go out. That does not mean don't have fun. But you cannot be outside every weekend. You cannot be outside all the time. Take some time for yourself. It's not everything that they invite you go for. Like, honestly, it's not every invite you should accept. It's not every invite you should honor. And that might come off as, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But I personally don't think that every invite should be honored. Respect yourself. You can't be everywhere. There are people that every party that I see online, they are ever present. Now, the excuse is, oh, I'm an influencer, I'm a this, I'm a that. There are a lot of influencers that are not all over the place. And the more all over the place you are, the less valuable. In my personal opinion, that's what I think anyway. And again, like I said, it doesn't mean don't go out. It just means limit your outing. If you receive 10 invitations, take 6. That's fair. That's fine. Attend to them in order of importance, and ignore the rest. It just gives you more, I don't know, value, respect. It's not see finish they cause problem. If people keep seeing you everywhere, disrespect comes in. Some people even go as far as asking for invites. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? Asking for invites? Your presence, so that people can place value on your presence. I don't know about you, but going out is a lot of work. You have to do your makeup, you have to do your hair, you have to think of an outfit, you have to transport yourself there, you have to drive there, whatever the case is for you. It's a lot of work to do every time. So respect yourself, respect your time, and then people will value your presence even more. And the last thing, but definitely not the least for me, is ignorance. I've always been someone who preaches about listening more than you actually speak. Several times I'll be in a gathering or somewhere talking to someone, and they use grammars that I don't understand, big grammars that I've never really come across before. I'll just go to my phone quickly and type, Google it, and find out what it is, or even go ahead and ask questions. Some people will not know, and they want to claim that they know. Like, you can't be ignorant and be loud at the same time. As you speak, the more valuable your words are. If you're someone who talks too much all the time, it's just like, okay, that saying, empty barrels make the loudest noise, is actually true. Who actually have stuff to say don't really talk much. So I know that can be hard for some people, especially for people that are talkers by nature, and it's something that you usually try to adjust. That does not mean that you should not speak. Of course, speak, but know where to speak, know when to speak, know how to speak. If you don't know something, find out about it. Don't try to claim stuff that you don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I remember one time where I was in a gathering, like some sort of like a house party, and this was happening in 2021, I believe, just after the pandemic had started coming down, and a guy was talking about, data analysis, business intelligence and stuff like that, and this guy came from nowhere. I'm sorry, but looking at him, I just knew that he had nothing, that he didn't even know what he was saying. I'm like, what BI is this one? He just said something totally different from what was actually saying. And funny enough, I myself didn't even know what he was saying as well, but when he mentioned it, I quickly googled it and got context of what that word actually meant. But this guy just kept talking. The guy was not, at some point, no, that's not what I'm talking about. You can imagine how embarrassing it was. So if you don't know something, or even if you know something and you don't know a lot about it, it's okay to keep quiet. It's okay to not chip in. It's okay to do your research before you actually say stuff. It's fine. The less you speak, the more valuable your words. So yeah guys, that brings me to the end of today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned a thing or two. Bear in mind that we are all on a journey to becoming the best versions of ourselves, and it can only get better from here. If there's any other thing you'd like to add in the comment section, let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you got to the end of this video, I deeply appreciate you. You are the real MVP. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video, share it amongst your friends, and we're on the way to 1,000 subscribers, so let's make that happen. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.